Right here, the Beachcombers at 40, and stories to be told by the man Jackson Davies. Great to have you on the couch. Great to have you back on BT.
It's great to be here. I'll sock off, absolutely.
Don't mess with the fashions here on this show, Jackson.
I won't.
You know, with the acting though, so much to learn from you. Longest running dramatic series ever on English language Canadian TV. Did you think that you'd have this staple or this honor back in 1990 when you finished the final episode of Beachcombers?
Well, I was surprised it lasted as long as it did. I remember hearing the Bruno being interviewed on the Peter Zosky show and talking about this show that he was going to do that was about this Greek guy who went out in a boat and picked up logs, and I'm thinking, God, that's got a terrible premise. That'll last a week.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? You know, 19 years later, you know, it's funny. I don't know why. You know, to be honest, that show lasted that long. I think it had a lot to do with the characters and the location, and it kind of was, I guess, qualified as quirky Canadian, which is good. I mean, we have this kind of quirky sense of humor, and it's like just whether you're at a Tim Hortons or a Molly's Reach, there's always characters.
And you know, going through this book that you helped co-author, interesting stories, great photos, such history, people saying it put Gibson's on the map. I didn't realize the reach of the show, not only in Canada, but all around the world. I mean, UK, New Zealand, Egypt, airing the show. Is there a unique fan experience when you were traveling around the globe that somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, I love the show Beachcombers"?
Well, I was in Athens one day walking down the street, and the cab driver kind of pulled over his cab and said, "Beachcombers." I said, "Oh, that's great." And I thought, God, I'm known all around the world. I had this chat. Yeah. I said, "Do you watch the show here?" You know, in the proverbial speaking loud to someone who speaks Greek. And he said, "Yeah, well, we'll watch it. Yeah, Sunday night." I said, "You had it on Sunday night in Greece as well?" He said, "No, I'm from North Van." There's a guy driving cab from North Van. But and the neat thing now about social media is that I get emails every day from all around the world. I'm huge in Abu Dhabi, I can tell you. But it's neat that people who watch a show when they were kids are now trying to connect to it. And I honestly think that the most recognizable BC building in the world is probably Molly's Reach, because we know 50, 60 different countries, and not just 1 or 2 episodes. We're talking 50 or 120 episodes, or maybe the 300 that were sold all around the world, and it would be on after school. So you'd have these kids, and whether it was in England or Germany or whatever. And I got an email from someone from Germany the other day. He was trying to explain the opening title of the show, and he said it opens with these logs swimming. And I love that expression. The logs were swimming as opposed to being pulled on the chains, which is neat. Yeah.
You know, there's the imagery stands out, like you mentioned, the characters as well, and how the game has changed. How hard is it to have a hit TV show that can stand the test of time?
I doubt anything would ever run 19 years. It's a very difficult time. There's more choices out there. I have to admit, it probably helped at that time when we started. There's maybe 1 or 2 channels. Love those days. But and it's funny, no matter whether there's 7 channels or 680 channels, people only watch 7. So, but I think it would be very, very difficult to keep a show going that long. Well,
you and the crew being recognized at the Leo Awards this upcoming weekend. We've got a giveaway right here. The Beachcombers at 40. Great stories, great pictures. Contest at btvancouver.ca. Subject title Jackson Davies. And I just want to show this. This is taking you back. I've never seen you with hair, but look at this. 2 different looks.
That was 2 different looks. Actually, the one where I got into I guess cross-dressing RCMP officer was, of course, to capture someone. It actually was a show I wrote, which is, I guess, a little scary when you come to think of it. Yeah.
Wow, man of many talents. Jackson Davies is. Listen, thanks for coming on. Good luck this weekend. We'll take a final break, wrap it up, and hopefully it's you taking home a piece of history when it comes to Canadian TV. BT continues.